As it stands currently, American regional airlines wishing to buy a brand new jetliner have only one option, and that is to buy from Embraer. The only other regional jetliner in production is the ARJ-21, and that is made by the Chinese. The Russians also have the SSJ-100, but that has currently got problems because of sanctions, and they've had to restart production of the aircraft without any foreign parts. So that has stopped the production lines. What this means is that the American regional airliner market, which is very big, only has one option, and it is a foreign company. So, as the rule of duopoly says, that eventually there will be a competitor to compete with Embraer, because Embraer is currently a monopoly, and since the current American government is protectionist, and that is the current spirit of the times, it makes sense that the American government should use its power to create a American domestic regional jetliner. Of course, the logical answer would be Boeing. They had the 717, which is basically just a DC-9, but modernized. So the 797, instead of being a direct replacement for the 737, the 797 could instead be a regional jet, and the largest models of the 797 could take away from the smaller 737. So basically an A220. The other company which could do it is Cessna. They're more of a small aircraft manufacturer, but they have expanded into the regional cargo market with the Cessna 408 Sky Conveyor. So Cessna isn't afraid to launch new aircraft. They also manufacture a business jet, the Cessna Citation, which over the decades keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So Cessna, just like Bombardier, was able to jump from the Challenger business jet to the Canada regional jet, could use technologies from its own business jet to create a regional jet airliner, especially with government support. The Embraer E-Jet practically has a monopoly over the regional jet market in America. As such, there will inevitably be a competitor to its monopoly, because the aircraft industry is naturally a duopoly. Ever since Bombardier has left the jet market, the only competition has been the Chinese and Russians. It's in Donald Trump's interest to make sure that the future competitor of the E-Jet is American made, because when Bombardier left the aircraft market, just like there is Airbus and Boeing, there was Bombardier and Embraer. So unless an airline wants to use a propeller aircraft, the only scopes capable aircraft is the Brazilian manufactured Embraer E-Jet. The regional jet market is thousands of aircraft, and those thousands of aircraft, the only option is the Chinese, the Russians, or the Brazilians. This is why I think one of the most effective things Donald J. Trump can do as President of the United States regarding the aircraft industry is calling a meeting between all the big bosses of all the aerospace industries and all the airlines, and working out what America is going to do and how they are going to deliver a regional jetliner, because it's something that should be done in terms of what is best for the American aircraft industry, and I think America should make a regional jetliner. The spot in the market is open. However, that said, it is very difficult. For example, in the last 30 years, many companies have tried and most of them have failed. For example, look at Mitsubishi Aviation. The Japanese failed. Also look at the Canadians. After the C Series debacle, Bombardier stopped making aircraft. So entering the regional jet airliner market is easier said than done. But I think Donald Trump can do it. I think the Americans can produce a successful regional jet airliner. And that is all.